Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and welcome back to mixing a song from start to finish. Today, in this video, we're going to tackle the acoustic guitar. We're going to be pulling up the acoustic guitar into this mix here today, but before we dive in, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process in its entirety and really start to hone your workflow as an engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire mixing process, step by step, to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more of the hassle and without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and take a look at this acoustic guitar. We're kind of going to start the same way we've been starting here. Take a look at everything we've done so far and make sure everything is sitting where it should before we dive into our acoustic guitar and get that blending with everything here. So far we've got our drums, our bass, and our piano. So let's take a listen here. We'll start with our drums, add our bass, and then our piano here. So here's just our drums for the song. Those are feeling good. So everything's feeling pretty good. Let's jump in here. Let's pull up our acoustic guitar and take a listen. Playing some nice off chords there with the piano. That's kind of neat. Let's see where we can set this here. So it doesn't look too all over the place volume-wise, so we shouldn't need too much compression on it, just enough to kind of maybe emphasize the attack a little bit, help it cut through here. That volume's sitting pretty nice for me. Again, we are still in mono, so I'm going to pull this up here. And let's see if we can get this acoustic guitar going. We don't need all this sub. So I've rolled up the high pass. You can see quite a bit here, up at 159 hertz here. So we're wiping off all that sub area and really coming up into some of the low end of the guitar here, sitting around 150. The reason being is I don't want so much low end weight coming from our acoustic guitar, especially because it's going to be wide panned here. I don't want big low end sitting out wide. These guitars here in this track aren't meant to be that heavy. It's just a nice, simple acoustic guitar to add some top-end twinkle, some top-end brightness, and to add some extra rhythm here on the side. So rolling up our high pass there, and then pulling out about 2.5 dB at 318 hertz there. We're going to add in some compression next here before we boost some top end. So working kind of the same way we did on our piano here, right? EQ, compression, and then going back to boost with our EQ here. So we'll pull down the output here and push some compression in. That's probably about all we need there on the acoustic guitar. Like I said, zooming out, it's not too all over the place volume-wise, and about 3 dB compression will hold some of those more aggressive peaks in, some of those bigger transients and those bigger strums. It'll tuck those in to the rest of the acoustic guitar and bring up some of the quieter parts. So about 3 dB compression here. You can see we're at about 0.55 milliseconds on the attack. Fastest release here, 50 milliseconds. Just pushing up our input till we're getting about 3 dB compression here. Take a listen with and without the compressor. So we'll start with it in, and then I'll take it off. You can hear the difference. Bringing some character to our acoustic guitar here with the analog vibe from the FET comp. Gives the acoustic guitar some depth, and it helps to emphasize some of the transients at the front end of some of these strums. So it gives the acoustic guitar some extra aggression and emphasizes that front end attack. So it's a little bit more aggressive, feels like he's strumming a little bit harder, and that'll help it cut through on the mix here. Let's flip back to our EQ and see what we can add. So we're doing 3 main boosts here on the acoustic guitar. First thing, that I'm going for is this 8K boost here. So we're adding about 3, almost 4 dB up at 8K. That's bringing up that top end shine, giving the acoustic guitar some air, making sure you hear the pick across those strings. This here is adding some more high-mid aggression, so it brings out some of that high-mid to help the acoustic guitar cut through and be heard against our drums, bass, and our piano here. This move here, it's a tasty little move at about 1.5K. It's about a 3 dB boost, 2.88 dB, but it makes our guitar feel more full range. When we have just these 2 top boosts, sometimes the guitar feels really scoop sounding, and adding in this 1.5K boost on guitars, electric or acoustic guitars, helps to make it feel more full range. So let me hit play here, and I'll A/B the 2 plugins on our acoustic guitar for you. So here's before. Now there's a little bit of ringing, but I'm gonna wait and see if I hear it inside the mix. Sometimes you can get carried away with if you hear something ringing, and you might be thinking it's a little bit too thin. I'm thinking that too, but we're gonna wait and take a listen inside the mix. If it feels like it needs more weight inside the mix, we'll add more weight. But I'm always, again, weary of adding any kind of low end with things that are panned wide. So let's pull this down now and set it inside the mix here. I am going to pull that ringing out. It doesn't feel like it needs more weight, though. It sounded really, really nice on the side there. Right there. Yep, that's it. That's all it needed. That's feeling really, really nice. Let's check it back up at 0 here. So drums, we'll add in each instrument one by one, make sure everything's sitting really nice. That's feeling really, really nice here inside the mix. Just bumped it down just a touch there to about 6.7 dB. One more time here, let me do a full A/B on the 3 plugins we have here on our acoustic guitar, so you can hear a full before and then after here of our acoustic guitar. So here's the before. We're thinning it out a little bit, but to get it to sit in a mix like this, where it's wide panned like this, it needs to be a little bit thinner. So rolling off some of that bottom end, boosting some mid-range and some top end here to get that nice shine, to get that air, and to make sure it sits in the mix. A little bit of compression again, only about 3 dB of compression, just to hold some of those peaks in place there. And then last but not least is there was a little ringing in the mid-range here, so we're pulling out about 4 dB at 880 hertz. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your workflow as an engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.